Hey there, Virgo. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to your tarot card reading for December 2023. I'm going to be doing two readings. The first one will be a general reading. The second one will be a reading on your love life. Feel free to take with you whatever messages resonate, leave behind for others whatever does not. So I'm going to go ahead and put out these cards, and then I'll identify their positions, go through their meanings, and do some clarifications. Okay, so first we see where your focus lies this month. We have the Nine of Cups. Second, we see what you've been holding on to. We have the Star. Third, we explore how that creates confusion. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Fourth, we find out how to get clarity. Ace of Pentacles. Fifth, we identify the best path forward. We have the Nine of Wands. And finally, we reveal where this is all leading. Seven of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck, the influencing energy of this reading, we have the Knight of Cups. So, sense of romance, romantic connection, and maybe perhaps wearing your heart on your sleeve a bit. So in terms of the Nine of Cups, this is where your focus lies. So perhaps a sense of being like emotionally fulfilled, feeling confident in what's going on in your life. Looks like you've been holding on to the Star. So some kind of wish, some kind of hope, new beginning, sense of balance and clarity. It could be that this is something that has providing you like fulfillment or confidence, and it's creating some confusion with the Seven of Pentacles in that maybe like the reality of whatever you had hoped for isn't necessarily as bright and sparkly as the stars that you kind of had been hoping for or fantasizing about, but also maybe just making you kind of wonder if that's like the reality of it is even what you wanted in the first place. So let's take a look at the Nine of Cups, where your focus lies. We have the Six of Pentacles. So that's kind of a sense of like charity, or kind of trying to, at least in this deck, you can see this person's like begging almost for change. So it's got like a Five of Pentacles feels like almost focusing on what you don't have or what you need. So for some of you, it's like you're getting something or you're hoping to get something, but you're confused because like it's almost like you thought you'd be happier when you got it. Let's take a look at the Star with what you've been holding on to. We have the Empress. You got the Star, the Empress. So this kind of sense of this just fell, but I want to take a look at it. Six of Wands. It's like a sense of amazing, like wish come true. Everything's going to feel better, look better, taste better. Everything was like holding on to this thing of like your life just being better and just almost perfect. So, but life is never perfect. You have to kind of work on things. So it's almost like you're kind of assessing what's going on, and it's not as wonderful as or perfect. And it could be, very close to it. We have here the Inspiration of Swords, or the this is equivalent to the Page of Swords. So it's almost like this confusion is kind of like about how you're either learning about someone or something new, how you're kind of communicating about to yourself or to someone else about how things are going. It could be, I think that there is like a Mercury retrograde. Mercury is your ruling planet. There's some Mercury retrograde that's ending or starting. I mean, it happens 4 times a year, but I would say this is kind of indicating maybe just be a little bit more clear about your intentions, or when you're communicating, just make sure that the whatever message is intended kind of is what comes across, clarification, and possibly just making sure someone, like there's a mutual understanding of like what your expectations are, what someone else's expectations are, where you think you would be, and why you would think you would be somewhere at a certain point in time. This could be a relationship, this could be about a job, but just kind of like almost like objective, like what are your objectives? What were the goals in the first place? And here, the Ace of Pentacles is how you get clarity. And this is about like an opportunity, and recognizing like this is an opportunity that is for you to take hold of, for you to nurture, you to actually invest in. And if it's almost kind of saying, if you're not really amazed by things, then maybe you need to put something amazing into it so that opportunity kind of grows a little bit more. Or kind of, this is like a first step. So let's clarify that. We have here the 3 of Wands. And this is kind of like seeing, planning for your future, seeing like, there's like something on the horizon coming in for you, and basically whatever this situation is, it's an opportunity for you to kind of put value into it, value into yourself, what you kind of are hoping to manifest this into, or shape it into, or nurture this into. It's like you have that ability to shape how things go. The best path forward with this 9 of Wands here is kind of recognize that part of your feelings, discomfort, pains, lack of support may come from something in your past, may come from something that's similar, where you had hope, expectations that didn't pan out, and that you're, kind of probably shaping how much you invest in this based on some aspects of your past that kind of wore you down. So let's take a look at the 9 of Wands here. We have here the Emperor. So it's like you need to kind of assess what's going on in your environment. Take control of like what's happening and set up boundaries that are based on your current situation. Definitely from what you have in the past. And if you see those boundaries or there's like guidelines or rules or that are being broken, that are not being respected, then perhaps you can be more cautious. But recognize what you're putting into this and like where you see this going based on like what's going on right now. Be in the present moment. Be aware of what's in your environment, in this environment, and not just reacting to could be, would be from your past. And what this is, where this is leading you, you have the 7 of Cups. So it could be that you are looking for something like, what's it called? Not confidence, not clarification, not guarantees, but you're looking to other people or other factors to tell you what it is that you want. Possibly what it is you want for your future, or how you want this, whatever this is, whether it's a job, a relationship, an area of study, like however that unfolds. It's as if you don't exactly know truly what you're wanting, and maybe putting too much responsibility on someone else to help you figure that out. So let's go ahead and clarify the 7 of Cups here. We have the Lover's card, and you can see this person has love coming from their heart, and that's kind of how you decide which cup to follow. It's kind of, you have to, and also you got the Knight of Cups over here. You know, wearing the your heart on your sleeve, or kind of pursuing something based on what your heart wants. And that's, it's almost kind of revealing that maybe there is some confusion about what you truly want for yourself, what you really want for your future. A lot of options, choices, and really it's up to you to kind of know in your heart, feel it in your heart for what you want. And Virgo, we're going to go ahead and close off this reading with a message for you. We have here, in the light of the moon, a full moon can shine light on what you've been resisting. This can be anything from your fears to your soul's beauty. So a sense of there is possibly something in this, maybe the 7 of Cups here, that you're afraid to explore and discover, but it seems like there is some emotional, what's the word I'm thinking of? Tapping into that you might need to do. Exploration, emotional exploration, and kind of find out the truth for yourself about what it is that you want. And perhaps there has been something you've been ignoring, or kind of, what's the word I'm thinking of? Making it seem like someone else's responsibility, or something is being triggered because of what someone else does or what someone else says, but it's almost as if this has to do with something that's going on with you, with your desires, the reality of what your heart wants. So I'm going to go ahead and do this short love reading without any clarifications. So let's see how you see someone in your life. You see someone as the King of Cups, someone who is confident about what their heart wants, not like the Knight of Cups, not like the Seven of Cups, but someone who is maybe more mature, someone who is emotionally sturdy and kind of is honest with themselves and their emotions. So let's see how they see you. They see you as the Six of Pentacles, which is up here in where their focus lies. So I think they see you as someone who is giving, someone who is trying to like give and receive. Maybe they see you as someone who is more of a showing affection by doing, and giving, maybe like making dinner or buying stuff for people, but using something in the material world to show affection, and maybe that has to do with them, seeing that you're not fully giving with your heart and more like in your actions. So let's see how they feel about you. We have here the World. So they feel like with you, it's like an accomplishment to be with you or to be in your world. They see it as someone who is successful, someone who is knowledgeable and really kind of able to accomplish whatever you want. So let's see what they see is happening between the two of you. The Queen of Cups. So they see you really whether you like it or not, they see that you are going to be influenced by them and develop into this Queen of Cups, being more tapped into your emotions, whether you like it or not. And maybe that brings up things that you're afraid of, feelings that you didn't want to feel. But they see that you two are kind of growing into something serious, and possibly that they see you as maybe, I don't want to say fighting it, but they recognize that you are putting in, like you can see this scale here, this justice scale, like what you're doing, they see that you are pretty much trying to measure what you put in based on what they're putting in. And I think they see that eventually you'll recognize what they're putting in is truly from the heart, and that they see what's happening between the two of you is that you guys are emotionally connecting and going to be able to like support each other, be there for each other, nurture each other. Let's see what the challenge is. We have here the Hierophant. That could be for some of you, the challenge is like putting some kind of like serious label on it. If it already has a serious label, then that question of like moving in together, getting married, or just like a sense of, well, like almost like what now? How do you kind of show to other people that this is something that is sanctioned? I don't know why that word comes to mind, but it's like there's a way of like society recognizing what's going on between you two. Maybe you already have a label on that, but it's kind of, these cards feel kind of serious. So let's take a look at the potential outcome. We have the Princess of Cups, which is the equivalent to the Page of Cups, equivalent to the Page of Cups. So potential outcome is really embracing that concept of possibilities and potential. And it's not like the Seven of Cups here where it's like illusions. It could be, or daydreams, but I feel like potential outcome of this is like really exploring that the amazing potential that there is. So what you've been holding on to, this concept of like perfection, maybe scaling that back down to just potential and just enjoying the pleasant surprises of what this connection is bringing about, as opposed to having certain ideas of amazingness, like holding it to an unrealistic standard is almost like what that feels like. But here, like, the potential is about really connecting on something that is heartfelt, but not having certain expectations. Like, there's limitless possibilities, but there's no standards to adhere to. So it's just constantly being amazed and pleasantly surprised by things. So let's see what holds power over this outcome. We have this Emperor card again. A lot of major arcana cards popping up here. And cups and major arcana cards, at least for here. So what holds power over this potential almost is a sense of like your ability to have like confidence that this is the world you want. This is kind of, it's like you're confident enough and strong enough to be like hopeful in a way that is like allows yourself to be more vulnerable than you have been, and almost making sure that like you have set up your like rules or your boundaries or your expectations and made that very clear, or aren't really hiding that, and doing, and being very like, this is me, this is what I want, this is what I accept and not accept. Then you can not be like self-conscious about being vulnerable, about being hopeful or being playful, or like, it's as if it's taking it back a notch. Being more confident in who you are allows you to be more vulnerable in this connection here. And if this general reading has to do with like a romance, a relationship, then it's as if this here, your best path forward, is to kind of recognize what you're willing to invest in, recognize what you're willing to put effort in, at least for being confident in yourself, being confident in your ability to make good judgments, to plan, to take care of yourself. And then it can allow you to really let your heart lead the way. It's like almost that you need to build up more confidence in who you are, because you are almost trying to look at other people to help you say, this is what you should feel, or this is what you should appreciate. But if you're confident about yourself and you know who you are, then you don't need to look to other people to see how this is really going. But Virgo, I hope this reading provides a helpful perspective of your month, and we'll see you next time. Take care.